Did you hear about the alleged plan for an attack on a Amazon cloud storage warehouse site?
Nope. Didn't hear about this at all.
Okay. So apparently it was somewhere in rural Virginia, West Virginia, something like that. Cloud storage, whatever facility, whatever you want to call it. So some guy apparently was trying to bomb the facility, and he was apparently his idea was like, I'm gonna destroy like a large chunk of the internet. Did you hear about this caucus that was trying to be created in the Republican side of the Congress, or the House rather?
Oh yeah, the freest.
It was the Make America America First caucus, I think. Is
Oh.
But what most people quickly realized was that it was like basically the anglo-saxonist caucus.
No, and that's the America First. See, that's the thing that like all the fucking Reagan, Trump people who've done the America First thing, right? It's like, do you know where America First came from originally? Like where the first fucking people to start yelling that were? The American fucking Nazi Party, dude. It's actual Nazis.
Wow.
Like that's in the 30s.
Good to know. Well, a lot of people were saying that this new platform that the caucus was, talking about was very reminiscent of the Nazis, at least like kind of more social agenda or whatever.
I mean, yeah, because dude, if you're to the right of the fucking Freedom Caucus, then you're a Nazi now. Like, come on. Like, there's no.
Well, it's obviously they're not really that concerned about economic things. It's all social stuff.
Culture war bullshit.
Yeah, they mentioned Western architecture and so it's really close to just saying like we want a white nationalist state. Yeah. It's like as close as you can get, basically. It's really, I mean, almost ridiculous.
I mean, like as much as like I hate like whatever normie Republicans for being able to hide behind these fuckers, like just stomp them out for the love of God. Like what? Like do you have any control over your fucking party, dude? Like look at what the Democrats do to like fucking Bernie Sanders and shit. Like it's like you mean to tell me that you can't just get rid of these people for seriously? Like
well, the economic incentives are not the same in those two.
Yeah, I mean I know all that stuff. I'm just saying like either all of you get down with it or fucking go home. Like it's because those fucking all like the Mitch McConnell type people that are like tiptoeing around it and shit that are like whatever all the things abomination. Shut up, dude. You fucking did this too, okay? And I don't want to hear it from you. All right, either get Get rid of them, right? You know how to do. You have all the power in this fucking party anyway. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Get them out of here, right? Like I don't want to hear it anymore. Fucking, you're gonna go on the fucking House floor and talk about fucking Western architecture, you fucking absolute rube fucking racists. Like Jesus Christ.
And they're talking about like I think they mentioned I think they actually said Anglo-Saxon norms or political norms or something. It's just like you're like going back like 100 years. You're going back to like what Woodrow Wilson was debating about before he was president and shit like that. Like, are you kidding me? We're talking about Anglo-Saxon norms and things like in a caucus in the Congress. Like, what good is this bringing to the country right now?
We will see if the powerful protect their own, even if their own is some fucking, whatever asshole that's only a couple of years older than we are that like just got there. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, if there's one that could be thrown to the absolute wolves, I feel like Matt Gaetz is absolutely one of those, right? Like he absolutely could just cut bait and be like, nope, done with him. You can do whatever you want. And then that's it for him. You know what I mean?
You know, it'd be great is if Ron DeSantis got implicated in this shit.
Oh God, yes.
The governor, of course, of Florida. I don't know. Did you hear about the recent bill that just passed?
You're gonna have to be more specific because
it is the worst. It's called an anti-riot bill.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah, that shit is fucking like.
We could do like an article read if you want. I've got the article from the Independent pulled up about it. Anyways, the main gist of it though is that, and I've seen it from a couple different sources now. The main gist of it is, if you fuck up some sort of like Confederate statue, it's a felony. And if they charge you with the vague term of aggravated rioting or something like that, it's a felony. And it's like punishable 15 years and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, it's basically just kind of like criminalizing, just trying to put more people in jail when there's big protests, basically. Limiting your ability to protest without the fear of, it's all about fear.
Right.
It makes it to where people are afraid that if they go march, that you will end up in jail and with charges like, serious charges. and that fear is enough to curb that kind of thing for a lot of people.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 1
I definitely wouldn't put Fidel Castro in that camp. You know, sure, there were people that died during the revolution, but I mean, that was a fucking revolution, and it was a dictatorship before the communist revolution. So we have to,
like, everything that happened before these guys showed up was that fucking awesome to begin with. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been a revolution. You know what I
mean? And anyways, the recent news, of course, is that Raul Castro is retiring. I think like right now, today, or maybe even this week or something like that.
Damn.
And so, and at the same time with the COVID, restrictions and that kind of thing going on, there's been a lot of like protests, and of course, Raul definitely kind of changed some laws, probably for the better, I would say. Made it a little more free, a little less authoritarian, without like just caving to capital. But there's a new, I guess, fresh blood in there, and they're kind of more interested in leaning towards like a democratic socialist, or like kind of more like a Vietnam kind of model.
Sure.
So I think it's actually probably a good thing. They'll probably end up. I think Cuba could possibly be the next Vietnam, and which is like they'll end up being like a very rapidly improving country year to year if they actually can manage to do something like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, and if they can get get rid of the sort of like scarlet letter, trade, like just the inability to trade, right? Like I feel like that's the failure of every, like, the more I learn about this shit, the more it's just like, oh, I get it. So like, fucking America, with the help of everybody who doesn't want to piss off America, is just like, hey, don't do any business with these people. And everybody else is like, okay, right? And then like it's like, so then it leaves that they have to go to like China or Russia, right? Because that's the only other game in town. You can't,
right? Exactly, which is kind of a dumb strategy if you think about it. But yeah, I mean, that's one thing Vietnam has figured out really well, is how to maintain a quote unquote socialist republic, as they call it. But they've opened enough up to capital to allow them to kind of work freely with the United States and the West, or whatever you want to call it. So, and I think if Cuba did the same thing, it would probably benefit their people. It's not because the reforms are more capitalist or whatever. It's because the world is so capitalist at the moment. They kind of need to. It's like that's what Vietnam's figured out. Is like we can maintain a socialist state, but we have to be open to the kind of dollar trade of the world, because otherwise we're on our own, you know?
Right. What are you gonna do, right? Like,
yeah.
But I swear to God, like that fucking. I don't know if this happened. Like, I don't know. I can't remember when this happened as to whether or not we've actually talked about this yet or not. That fucking taser thing. They're like, oh, I didn't know it wasn't my taser thing.
No, I don't think we have talked.
Okay, well, man. Like, then I found out, like, okay, so at first my for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, some fucking lady cop shot a guy because she thought she was going to tase him.
He's like 20 years old.
Yeah, I have no idea what was, I know that I feel like, because now there's been so many shootings, and like there's been so many of these that
yeah, I know.
Remember what this, like, I feel like I looked at this one closer than I normally do, which what can I say? Fucking ACAB, bro. I don't look into this shit much because I'm just always, the cops are bad. Always. Right?
Here's I think the story on this one is he was driving, he got pulled over because of a fucking,
like, expired registration or something.
No, it was like a fucking air freshener on his rearview mirror or some shit. That was the official reason, of course, you know.
Well, okay,
not the black thing. But anyways, he got pulled over and he started resisting arrest. I think because he had warrants out for him, possibly, and so he was trying to just get away from the situation, basically. Again, young 20-year-old guy. And the lady who apparently was training the other cops that were also there,
that's the part.
Pulls out her gun that's very different from her taser.
Yeah,
on the other side.
A different color.
Different color, different feel, different grip, different.
On the different side of her body.
And just shot him. And then it's like, oh, I just shot him.
Fuck. Whoops. Right? Which is what I heard, that there's body cam footage or something that I haven't seen or whatever, that like, where like some of the, like, whatever, because I just read the comments about this and then like I try to discern what happened by who isn't just saying pre-programmed things, right? Mm-hmm. Like, and what I gathered was that, like, it, according to, I'm going to assume, some either Blue Lives Matter people or Blue Lives Matter light people, right? As in not like just MAGA chuds, right? Where, like, if you watch the video, you do see it on her face, like, whoa, I like didn't mean to do that, right?
Well, you don't see her face, but you have her
whatever, you
body
hear it in her
cam.
voice or something. And
yeah, she like is surprised that she shot him, but it's like also
yeah, that's
you're the one training them, like
yeah. Well, and go to
okay.
jail. That's fucking manslaughter. That's
Yeah.
manslaughter at fucking best, right?
Which I
Well,
think is what she was arrested for. Was it
I hope
manslaughter?
so. I mean,
She was definitely arrested.
was this also in Minnesota? Was this the one that was all like? Because there was another one of these that was in Minneapolis, and I was like, Jesus Christ, that's it.
Yeah. No, that was the one. It wasn't right in Minneapolis, but it was like a county. It was like maybe like within an hour away from it.
Yeah.
Like, like kind of a suburb or a little county outside of Minneapolis, I think.
All right.
But then the other major one was the Chicago shooting of
13-year-old.
13-year-old. Was it his name like Toledo or something?
Yeah. Toledo. Like.
Anyways,
Thing I get
had his hands up. Yeah, just basically the guy shot him like the second he saw him, like, and just not even.
Well, no, and second. They put out a lie. They straight up lied.
That said he had a gun in his hand when he was shot.
And like it's like, and then the body cam footage came out, and it's like, no, he didn't, right? Like, and so it's like the cops had been, because whatever, this happened a while ago or something, because like there were papers that were like, printing like half-assed retractions because they just print the fucking whatever the cops say, like, that were like, we found out later that information was incorrect or something. It's like you didn't just say
the guy that. I think the guy got fired actually.
Well,
just said he had a gun.
Yeah, I mean that's the lowest bar. Holy shit, that second vaccine dose fucked me up.
Really?
Like, I was as sick as I've been. Like, I haven't been that sick since I was a little kid. Like, I was like fucking, like at my entire body hurt. I had like a fucking super high fever. Like,
Which one did you get?
I got the Pfizer one, and the first shot didn't, like, it's like my arm hurt a little bit, but I was fine. The second one was like, dude, like, because I thought I don't know, I just didn't tell. I didn't tell my boss, and then I had to text him at like 8 a.m. to be like, hey, if this continues how it's been continuing, then there ain't no fucking way I'm working tonight, buddy boy. Like, no way. I am fucked. Like, and I'm only just now, like, not like, this is the first day that I felt like regular. Like, I got it on Thursday morning, and by Thursday night I was fucking sick as shit. Whole body pain. Like I fucking sat in the bathtub for like an hour, which did help with all the muscle aches and shit. But like, then I couldn't get out. Like my shitty arm, the arm that I got the shot in, fucking wouldn't, like, I couldn't lift myself out. It was fucking horrible. So if that is what COVID felt like, right? Like, if you got COVID and that's what it was like, holy shit, dude. I am so glad that I didn't. So glad I didn't get it. Because fuck that, dude. That is the worst. It was the worst.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds pretty bad. I had the second shot of Moderna in I definitely got like the chills at one point, but it really wasn't that bad for me.
I had the chills and the sweats, dude. It was like I was.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, that's what the chill. You know, you feel like cold, but you're sweating.
Yes, but like chills, it was weird. Like it was way weirder than it's ever been. That part was weird. Like it's like I'm laying under blankets sweating, but the second that I took like my arm out from under the blankets, I like if like the normal air hit my spine, I was freezing, shivering. So recommendations, anyone who is listening to this, fucking like tell your boss that you need the day off the next day.